Skagit Valley Tulip Festival continues this week and next as we get And joining us for an update is Cindy Verge, Executive Director of the Skagit Valley Tulip Festival. Cindy, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. Tell us what's going on. What's coming up this week? Well, actually, first I need to ask you, Mount Vernon Street Fair, how'd it go?
It was okay. We didn't get the weather. Friday was really nasty, and Saturday and Sunday were a little bit better, but it was chilly and drizzly most of the street fair. And that just means people just don't want to come out quite as much. Although we did get a few rays of sunshine both Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon, and voila, there were people.
Yes. Funny how the sunshine will do that. It'll bring the folks out.
And there were some fabulous booths and nice vendors, nice products. They got some of my hard-earned cash. A couple of things I just couldn't do without, including fudge.
Now you're making me hungry. Street fair is always it's always a fun event to go to. I think, rain or shine. So
it is, and most people in the Pacific Northwest put on that extra fleece and a hat or a raincoat and just go forth. And we had lots of folks that did that.
Yeah, they know what to expect. So let's talk about what's coming up this week.
Well, the good news is even though it's the end of April, we've still got tulips.
Yes, that's really, really good news.
The cool weather in the evenings has helped keep the tulips going. We've still got 3 big fields of tulips for people to go and see. We've got parking beside those fields, which is even better.
Yes.
And then the 2 gardens are looking absolutely lovely.
Tulip Town and Risen
Garden. Yeah, they're just beautiful right now. And so people can come out and enjoy the lovely weather this week. This weekend, it looks like the rain's coming back.
Yeah, there's a chance of showers this weekend.
Yeah. So it's not going to be quite as nice as this Tuesday and Wednesday are supposed to be. I mean, how often do you actually get 70 anywhere talked about in the forecast?
Yeah.
And, that's being talked about. And then this weekend we have kind of the ending of several of our events. Art shows are ending. The Quanah Salmon Barbecue is ending. They've had a great run, and they're still going strong up at Hillcrest Park. So if you want your salmon, come and get it. And then we've got, I know, I'm hungry again.
Yeah. You keep talking food.
Well, that's one of the fun parts about the festival is there's so many great places to go eat when you come here. But we've got a couple of events, and they're both new events. One's the Art of Gardening.
Yes, I was particularly interested in this as I am working on my garden, getting my evil plan in place. And this is going to be at the depot in Anacortes.
Yes, and it's really kind of focusing on gardeners that are putting together their yard and their vegetable starts and stuff, and get people there. And I'm really excited. We used to have a final weekend of the festival event at the Depot Art Center a couple years back, and hopefully we can get this going again because it's a great time for home gardeners. You don't want to really plant stuff much earlier in April because there's too much frost, too much
it's a really tricky time because you have to, on one hand, you're dealing with the cooler weather. It's not quite warm enough to really get those plants in the ground. But at the same time, if you wait too long, you get a late start to your growing season, and that can really complicate matters as you get into late summer.
Right, and I think our master gardener friends would tell us that there are ways to plant things in the ground, but they involve actually building shelters around the plants and then taking the shelters off during the daytime and putting them on during the night.
I just want to be able to put my plants in the dirt, water them, and watch them grow, really. I don't want to put any extra work into it, but
I've made the mistake before of, this is such wonderful weather, I have a few hours, I'm going to get these plants, and then a week later going,
whoops. back to the store for more.
So the art of gardening should help people
Yeah.
get a jump start on getting their planting done. And then we've got a vendor up party over in Burlington that the Parks Department is putting on.
Now, what's going on with that?
And that's just a chance for different vendors that might sell jewelry, might sell makeup, might sell food storage products to get together and for you to come and talk to them and see what they've got. And it's kind of a unique concept, and you know, it's one of those things you put out different things and see how it might work. So I think there's two real fun events to try and go and see. You've got some of the ongoing events of the festival still there.
Yeah, we mentioned the salmon barbecue. What else is going on?
Art shows are still going on. Of course, our wineries and breweries, you can go and see them. The museums are operating, and
Poster signing.
poster signing by Karen Sistek.
Yeah.
She'll be at both Rusengarda and Tulip Town. Of course, tulips, our star attraction, will still be here.
The headliner, yes.
Yes, indeed. And so we're still going strong through the end of April.
I think the cooler weather that we've had a couple few days ago has helped to push back the end of the tulip bloom season.
Yes, they've had to top some fields, and this week is kind of that time when it's like, okay, we got to kind of see what's going on and how long we can keep them, because the folks at Washington Bulb Company and Rusengarda, they honestly want the tulips out there for people to see, but they are their crops, and that the end result, they have to make farming decisions that are good because they want to be able to harvest those bulbs.
Right.
And topping the tulips helps the bulb growth and preserves the bulb, keeps them from getting diseased from petals rotting in the leaves. And so it's a farming decision, and they need those bulbs to sell to people to use in the greenhouse operation. So
Right. It's
you
business.
know, it's business,
Yeah.
and that's why the big fields are there for folks to see.
But the display gardens,
Oh yeah.
you know, if you drive by a field and say to yourself, I don't see tulips, go to the display gardens,
Oh,
because they're
yes.
and they have
Oh.
such a wide variety of tulips too.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Everything from 3-foot high tulips to little teeny tulips to double tulips to parrot tulips to ballerina tulips, which are incredibly elegant. Rusengarda has a variety called Seattle. It's this gorgeous yellow tulip that just comes up in a tube like that. It's just beautiful. It's a ballerina tulip. And Tulip Town has a new variety. Again, we've adopted the name to it, Skagit Valley. That's a beautiful white and purple double tulip. We've done this before, working on this tulip. A few years back, we got a Skagit Valley tulip, and it was much the same, but it was a newly hybridized tulip. And it didn't, sometimes when you try and craft a new tulip variety, it doesn't take.
Oh.
So like if you're going to make this pretty tulip and you want the characteristic of one tulip and another, then the scientists say, okay, let's take the little bit of seed from here, a little bit of pollen from here, let's do this and this, and see if this bulb will work. And it did initially, but over time, as they grew the stalk of the bulbs, it kept reverting back to the parent tulip.
Oh.
So like if you've ever seen a apple tree, sometimes they'll graft different apples together to try and get a new hybridization, and sometimes it just won't work. You'll end up with one branch of apples that is one kind of apple, and another branch that's anher kind of apple, and they're all on the same tree, but they never combine.
Right, right. Never the twain shall meet.
Exactly, and so they tried again with this Skagit Valley variety, and it's really, really pretty, and that one's at Tulip Town.
Oh, wonderful. Now, I know that the brochure, the official brochure, which we have at the station and are available at numerous businesses throughout the county and at the Tulip Festival office, the brochure is chock-a-block with information on what is left to do here during the Tulip Festival, but I think the website is...
It has the same information, and for folks coming in from out of town, the website's a really good place to go. Even if you don't download the entire PDF of the brochure, if you at least look at it all, Make sure that you download the map under our festival map section, because that's kind of I got a phone call the other day, and the gentleman is asking me directions and what do you do and how do you do this and all this, and he goes, well, why would I need a brochure? And I said, because then you wouldn't have to be calling me for all this information.
Exactly.
And it's that kind of thing that the festival's hard to get your arms around, because you don't go to one spot.
No, it's all over.
Yeah, it's all over Skagit Valley.
Yeah.
That's why it's the Skagit Valley Tulip Festival. Here we've talked about an event in Anacortes, Burlington, Mount Vernon. Our growers are out in the agricultural area betwixt and between all of our major cities. And so you have to go around and find those different events and activities. And then it isn't just a matter of driving up I-5 and seeing tulips.
Right.
You have to come off I-5 into the countryside and find them. And so that's
where the brochure comes into play.
And that map in the middle. It's got, I think part of people's confusion is too, is they're expecting cityscape, you know. Well, where are all the roads? Well, we got most of them. And, you know, so out in that area, we just don't have a lot of roads. And it's pretty simple directions. And we've got step-by-step instructions from I-5. And step-by-step with mileage and everything that helps people get back and forth from the tulip area.
So if folks want to hop online and get that PDF, where do they go?
www.tulipfestival.org, and of course we'd be happy to help them on the phone as well.
Very good. Cindy, thanks for coming in. Appreciate the update.
My pleasure.
We'll do this again.
Yes.